Welcome to Aravenda, a better way to resell. In earlier videos, we showed you how to receive incoming inventory and how to create a category. In this video, we're going to show you how to enter an item. From your dashboard, you would go to incoming inventory. Here, you will see all of the batches that have been created in your inventory system. You would go to the batch that you wanted from the consignor that you selected and just click Actions. From here, you would hit Receive Items. Now you can see that there are 10 items in this batch that needed to be added into your inventory. From here, you will just click Add, and it's very simple. We are now at the item entry screen. For this item, we're going to have a title. We have found that when you use keywords like brand, size, color, fabric, and what the item is, this really increases your SEO, search engine optimization results. We also have a really great price compare feature here. And what this does is it takes all these keywords and it searches eBay and your own inventory specifically, and it finds an average price, a high, an average, and a low. So using these keywords and clicking price compare, you can see that it comes up with a high of $800, an average of $432, and a low of $63. So since this is a test environment and we don't have any other pieces of inventory in right now that have all these keywords, this has just searched eBay and these are the prices that it has come up with. Just as an example, I wanted to show you that if we just removed the color, you can see that the prices change dramatically. Or if we just put a different color in there, you can see that the prices changed again. However, the item that I'm going to show is red. So let me put that back in there. Now these prices are just a guideline. As a business owner, you'll be able to look at your merchandise and decide from there what you want to price it for. Now the description field has no character limit. You'll be able to say whatever you want about the item. Perhaps you might want to point out a special feature or if there's a flaw. You might also want to suggest other items that they could wear it with so they would continue to shop from your website. Whatever you want to use this description field for. I'm just going to make this very short and sweet. There you have it, short and sweet. Now here, this is where you would put the price that you're going to sell the item for. So I've seen this jacket. I think it's in really great shape. So I'm going to price it for $400. If it is a consignment item, you will leave the cost at $0. If it is an item that you've purchased outright for your shop to resell, this is where you would put the cost in. So perhaps you purchased this jacket somewhere else for $100 and thought, okay, well, I can resell that for a profit. That is the only time that you will put a cost in here, is when you purchased it for your shop. Now we do have a separate place for brand, and this is because if you're going to be selling items on an outside selling channel like eBay or Poshmark, they all require the brand to be listed separately. And also, some people don't put the brand in their title. So again, this will help your SEO if you have the brand listed somewhere in your listing of your item. Now down here where it has the weight and the measurements and the attributes and all of these are blank and it's not letting me click on it, That's because we need to tell it what category this is. So in an earlier video, when we set up the categories, it also has all of the information as far as weight, measurements, attributes, and photos. So once we select our category, outerwear, jackets, our system automatically knows that the weight has defaulted to 2 pounds. And for attributes, we want to list the material, and for measurements, the length, bust, and the sleeve. Now, at this point, if you feel like your item is not the weight that it is defaulted to, you would be able to edit it. Perhaps your jacket has a lot of hardware on it, or it's just much heavier than 2 pounds. So for our material, put that in, and the measurements, let's see, the length was 30, and the bust is 40, and the sleeve was also 30. Now here, again, when we, in the other video where we set up the categories, we talked about the images, and we had selected a front, a back, a label, and care and fabric. These are just prompts. If you didn't want to have all of these photos in there, you don't need to list them. These are not required, or you could even list more than what we have listed here. Our system is completely mobile enabled. You can do the entire item entry from a phone, a tablet, a laptop, or a desktop. If you wanted to take photos as you go, then you will need to use either a phone or a tablet or a laptop with a front-facing camera. However, you could also take your photos ahead of time and load them onto your device, as I have here. Or you can enter all of your information and come down here to the bottom and hit save for later, and then enter your photos in at a later time. As I mentioned, I already have photos loaded into my laptop, so we'll just hit capture image. And here is our Burberry coat. There's the front and the back. And there's our label. And the care and fabric. So over here, we'll select the condition that it is. I'm going to say this is brand new with tags. It's a size medium. The color is red, and we have 1. Now, our system also allows for variants in different conditions, sizes, colors, and quantities. So if you also happen to have this jacket in a different color, you can add it into the same listing just so long as it's from the same consignor. So again, I'm going to say we have a brand new with tags, size medium in black, and we also have 1 of those. At this point, if you wanted to add another photo, you certainly can if you want to have a picture of your black one in there as well. So we can just capture photo and go to our black jacket. Again, if you wanted to add a different size, different quantities, different conditions, different colors, you can certainly go on just so long as it's all in the same consignor. At this point, we had defaulted our store settings for sales channels of both online and point of sale. You can also edit that by item. So if this is an item you only wanted to sell online, you could just unclick the point of sale box. Or if it's something that you just wanted to have in your shop but not online, you could unclick the online store box. I'm going to leave it at both. Now down here, when we set up the categories, I had mentioned that we could override a few settings. So one of them being the percentage of payout to your consignors. So at this point, we can override it. If you wanted to make it a flat amount and just pay out $200 for this consignor, you certainly can. Or if you wanted to make it a different percentage, you can do that. You can make this one 75%. So each item is customizable as well. We do not need to stay with the default settings for the store. There's a few other options that we have here as well. If there is an item that you wanted to exempt from auto markdown, you can just unclick this box here, and this item will never go on sale, even if you have our aging markdown system set up. Same thing with taxable. Depending on the state that you're in, certain items are taxed, certain items are not taxed. So you can make this item taxable or not taxable. We also have a donate only item feature here. And this would be depending on your business and your consignor contracts. Some people want their merchandise to be donated, and some people want to have their items back at the end of their consignor contract. So again, all these things you can mark by item. Then we would create our item. And it goes back to the batch that we were in. I just refreshed it as our Wi-Fi is a little bit slow here in the office today, but you can see that this item is now live. So when it says live, that means it's available for sale, and it actually is automatically on your website if you have chosen to have this item be online. You do not need to wait for a certain amount of time for it to cycle through. You don't need to push it to go online. It will just automatically go.